So continue. Part number 3, sorting on Yom Tov. Since the sorting is commonly performed in the course of the food preparation, it would seem to be permitted on Yom Tov under the rule of Chol Nefesh. Okay. So one more time. Since the sorting is commonly performed in the course of the food preparation, it would seem to be permitted Yom Tov under the rule of Chol Nefesh. So whatever you need for your bodily needs, right? For food. So meaning, since we are allowed to do all of the preparations, like from the beginning, starting with shchita, for example, right? So looks like we can do other sorting as well. But let's see. There are some exceptions, but let's see. Thus, one should be what should seemingly be allowed to sort on Yom Tov even without fulfilling the 3 conditions described above. Right? However, the reality is that although sorting without fulfilling the 3 conditions is often permitted on Yom Tov, there are some situations in which sorting is prohibited even under the 3 conditions. There are also certain situations in which the sorting may be performed only in unusual fashion, by the means of the shinoi. Okay, so let's do this piece again, and we're going to explain. It's a lot of information. Thus, one should seemingly be allowed to sort on Yom Tov even without fulfilling the 3 conditions described above, right? So, but even before we continue, we said previously, so you're not allowed to prepare for the next day, for sure, right? Whether it's next day is a holiday, or next day is Shabbos, or next day is weekday, right? Only on today. So it's there is already limitation. So you would be allowed to do only thing that permitted for that day. Okay, that is needed for that day. However, the reality is that although the sorting without fulfilling the 3 conditions is often permitted on Yom Tov, right? As we said in many times, there are some situations in such sorting is prohibited, even under these 3 conditions. So what we said, just to remind us, so we would be able to use even special tools, right, to do that. Okay. There are certainly situations in which sorting may be performed only in unusual fashion. That is by means of the shinoi. Right, and semi-permitted ways, like usually it is forbidden, but in cases of necessity, our rabbis would permit, but it was a shinoi, meaning unusual way. So unusual way, what it would be, like mixing, for example, mixing with unusual way, you mix with your finger, right, or you mix with a knife. Nobody usually mix with a finger or with a knife. Okay, so let's see. To clarify the halachas, we'll divide them into 3 categories. A situation in which borer is permitted. So that's first one is very simple, right? Whatever is permitted, you can do any way you want. B situation with borer may be done only by the means of shinoi, meaning deviation. And C situation in which borer is completely prohibited. So even, as we said, even on Yom Tov. So it's the halacha is much more lenient on Yom Tov than on Shabbos for a borer, but there are some exceptions. Okay, so let's see. A situation in which borer is permitted. Selection that normally done in a daily course of food preparation, and which cannot be done with equal result prior to Yom Tov, is permitted on Yom Tov. For example, vegetables are commonly peeled on a day that they will be eaten, and lose some freshness if peeled earlier, right? Unless they're pickled. Okay. Therefore, it is permitted to peel vegetables on Yom Tov, except for the purpose of pickling. Okay. Without regard for the conditions that apply on Shabbos. One may use the specialized utensils that you and may peel something that will be needed only for later in the day. Okay, so let's do this piece and we're going to explain. So number one again, so it's the most lenient situation when you can do sorting. Okay, so one more time. Selection is normally done on a daily course of food preparation, right? We know that. And in which cannot be done equally, results prior to Yom Tov is permitted on Yom Tov. So if you, as we said before, so our sages actually wanted us to enjoy the Yom Tov, and they said whatever you can do before Yom Tov, you're obligated to do before Yom Tov. Especially we must understand in all the days without refrigerator, it was not such a easy thing like to preserve things, especially like in the heat of Israel. So not such an easy thing to preserve. So many foods would be prepared on a day off, right? So, but if something you could have prepared on before, so that's the obligation, right? But if not, for example, salad, you cannot prepare salad like 2 days before, or peel potatoes, like you wanna cook potatoes. So, they can stand in water, I guess, but still the fresh, the freshest, if it would be like freshly peeled, it would be better. For example, vegetables are commonly peeled on that day, that they are to be eaten, and lose some freshness if peeled earlier. Okay, unless they're pickled. I'm not sure why would somebody peel pickled vegetables, but okay. Therefore, it is permitted to peel vegetables on Yom Tov, except for the purpose of pickling. So even though I'm not sure how long the pickling process starts, but it looks like maybe several hours. I don't know. So meaning if you like pickle on when the Yom Tov starts, maybe by the end of the day it would be ready. I don't know, maybe. Okay. Right, so and you can do that, so peeling these vegetables without regard to the conditions applied on Shabbos, meaning for immediate use with the hand and good from bad, right? So meaning you can do any way you want. One may use specialized utensil and peel something that will be needed only later in the day. So, and you can use the second condition is also, they say, does not apply, meaning you can use a vegetable peeler, for example, in this case, and it's not for immediate meal. You can do like, even though you're going to eat later on. The way I understand, so it's like if you do it before the morning meal, it's obvious, right? But here maybe they're going to eat later on, meaning in the evening, but before the Yom Tov ends. That's the way I understand. Or they do it when the Yom Tov starts at night for the morning. That's the only explanation that I would have, right? Because usually people don't eat people don't eat the third meal on Yom Tov. Continue. If the selection could theoretically be done the day before with equal result, but the item was unavailable for selection prior to Yom Tov, the selection may be done on Yom Tov without regard to the condition applied on Shabbos. Okay. So again, so if so even if the quality of the food would be the same if you do it before Yom Tov, but the food was not available for whatever reason, you're not obligated to shop like before, or like somebody gave it to you, whatever they told you that it's going to be, but you did not come to pick it up or something, whatever. So you're not obligated to do it with a shino. You can do it straightforward way. The same rules apply if one was too busy before Yom Tov to do this selection. Okay, no problem. So that's good, meaning to busy preparation for Yom Tov. Okay, continue. Next one, restriction. Even the circumstances described above, So all of the, like in all of these cases, all of the three conditions that is being used for Shabbos do not apply. That's good. Restriction. Even the circumstances described above, there is one qualification to the rule permitted borer. Although the condition to apply on Shabbos, one may be disregarded. The sages impose new condition and required that the selection is done in a manner that causes the least possible effort. The sages' motives were to minimize unnecessary burdens that might arise in the course of the food preparation and detract from people's enjoyment of Yom Tov. Thus, in a case where it is easier to select the unwanted waste matter and leave the good behind, there is several grapes on a cluster were crushed. Okay, one should select by removing the waste. And in a case where the worse is easier method, for example, crushed grapes more than numerous than the whole ones, the selection should be done by removing the food from the waste. When both methods are equally convenient, one may choose either of them. In all the cases, it is forbidden to sort something that will be used only after Yom Tov. Furthermore, it is forbidden to utilize utensil that is commonly used for large-scale sorting, for example, a sieve, etc. Okay, see paragraph C. Okay, we're going to get to it. Okay, so let's do this piece from the beginning and we're going to explain. Just 1 second. Okay, so one more time we're going to explain. Even the circumstance described above, meaning that you are allowed to do it, to do the sorting on the Yom Tov, right? Because the food quality would be better. There is a qualification for the rule permitted border. Okay, so what is condition? Although the condition that apply on Shabbos may be disregarded, so these three conditions do not apply. The sages impose new condition and require that selection done in a manner that causes the least possible effort. So sages said, okay, even though we allowed you to do this selection, this border, but it must be fast. Like don't waste your time on preparation of the food, right? It's especially in Israel, like it's only 1 day holiday. It's nothing, right? So if you start cooking from the beginning, it's going to take for you forever. And when exactly you're going to pray and when exactly you're going to learn, right? Never. Okay. So they say do it the fastest way possible. The sage's motive was that to minimize unnecessary burdens that might arise in the course of the food preparation and detract from the people enjoyment of Yom Tov. So Yom Tov was given to enjoy and learn Torah, not to make all of these complicated dishes. So do it fast. Okay. Thus, in a case where it is easier to select the unwanted waste matter and leave the food behind, right? And the example is the grapes. One should select by removing the waste. So it was actually the first condition, even though he said that all of the three conditions are disregarded on Shabbos. So here is he gives example how we disregard this condition. The first one is good from bad, right? So he said basically you can do bad from good, right? You can do like spoiled grapes from cluster and leave good one behind. Okay, so on Shabbos, as we said, exactly opposite. And in a case where the reverse is either method, for example, crushed grapes more numerous than the whole ones, the selection should be done by removing food from waste. So, and the opposite, I mean, they say crushed grapes. I'm not sure what's the problem with crushed grapes, but for me, like I understand better spoiled, right? So if let's say like the whole cluster went bad, so and only few of them that you can save, so you're allowed to take only few, like to save. So whatever is faster, whatever is less less work, do that. When both methods are equally convenient, one may choose either of them. So, okay, there is a free choice. Okay, so just do it wherever it's convenient, easier to do it. In all cases, it is forbidden to store something that will be used only after Yom Tov. So we said that, right? No after Yom Tov use. Right, after Yom Tov, we said whether it's weekday or Shabbos or another second day of Yom Tov, does not make any difference. Furthermore, it is permitted to utilize utensil that is commonly used for large-scale sorting. For example, sieve. Okay. So maybe some miniature sieves, like to make only like for limited amount of flour. But if that's the only one you have, and you need to make bread, so you're going to use that. Okay.